sweetheart. Come here. Come sit by.
Massage, music, and comedy? Sounds like a pretty dangerous mix. I also have high standards, so I like that you're selective. Care to chat?
Extremely dangerous. Since you like bad cinema, what movie is this from? Anyway, how's your sex life?
That's almost too easy. Next, you're going to try and stump me with Nilbog, Winky. Oh, hi, Mark.
You thought I tried to stump you with something from Troll 2? Oh my god. I can't believe you'd think that, LOL. I actually haven't seen that many bad movies. I do know one thing for sure. Who Killed Captain Alex is a great movie.
Wakili would. Yes, I love the IHE series on YouTube, and that was one of the movies he covered. I love the hype man so much. I'm not going to lie. I cried the first time I watched the video about Who Killed Captain Alex because it was so sweet the amount of soul and passion they put into entertaining people.
IHE is awesome. I discovered him through his review of Cool Cat Saves the Kids. LOL. Captain Alex made you cry? You just may be a worthwhile person after all, winky face. DJ Emmy is a comedic genius. If you have not already, you must see their movie Bad Black. I might even prefer it. It's so good. They are only growing in their skills at storytelling.
I love Cool Cat Saves the Kids. Derek Savage is legitimately insane. I don't know if you know much about him, but his 420 awards were about the funniest things I have ever seen. Captain Alex didn't make me cry, but seeing the amount of passion and love they put into every project was inspiring. Sometimes we take what we have for granted, and it was refreshing to see. I've never heard of Bad Black, but I will have to watch it. Have you ever seen Samurai Cop or Gymkata?
Derek Savage is. Jason Johnson, Cool Cat, has done a bunch of interviews, and he always comes off as a cool guy. The best are his stories about trying to explain reality to Derek. LOL. Nothing wrong with being moved by the stuff Wakiliwood produces. It is inspiring. Inspired me to buy one of their hats. I have never watched either of those films, which is a little embarrassing because I am a huge Tommy Wiseau fan. I am on 2 Tommy Wiseau fan pages on Facebook. Are your eyes green or hazel?
It depends on the light and my mood. They're bright green when I smile. It comes with the red hair, I guess. So tell me more about yourself. What does the ideal situation look like for you? What else do you do for fun beyond the standard stuff we all put in our profiles?
Well, green eyes are my weakness. So I guess I'm feeling lucky right now. Smiley face. I'm not sure I have a good answer to your question. My profile is pretty damn comprehensive and long. How about you? What do you do for fun, ideal situation?
I don't know if you have any children. I do not. But just in case, happy Father's Day, and I hope you have a great one.
Thank you very much. No kids. Happy first day of summer to you. What are your favorite summer activities? Favorite restaurants in our city?
Your weakness is green eyes and mine are blue, so it sounds like mutual kryptonite. Yes, your profile is very comprehensive, but I always feel like I get more out of active conversation. I've tried other dating sites. Don't even get me started on Bumble. And it seems like the more information I provide, the less people read. So I stopped being such an open book to elicit more conversation. Looks like it might have worked, LOL. I'm pretty simple, so I like cellos or Iggy's. I would love to be more adventurous with my eating, but my group of girlfriends would rather eat at IHOP than explore exotic cuisine. If I had to choose a favorite type of food, it would be Italian or Mediterranean. What about you?
The reason I used cellos was because in a picture that he had sent both to Ramona and to Sheila, he was at a cellos. So I knew cellos would be open and it would be something he was familiar with.
Yeah.
Good choices. Also love Greg's for desserts. My favorite foods are Mexican and Chinese. I actually feel we are very lucky to live in this city because I have a favorite Chinese place, Japanese place, Mexican place. I can't choose one pizza place, and dear hearts for ice cream. Maybe we can hit up some of them in the future. I can understand the people don't read the whole thing mentality. It's annoying to me when people ask something I already wrote in my profile. On second thought, those people are usually scammers. Never mind. I do see a lot of women who post a dozen pics but write almost nothing. I assume they are fakes. As far as kryptonite goes, we'll see whose eye hypnotizes the others first. Winky face.
Oh, a favorite dessert place. You're a man after my own heart. You are 100% right. I've lived a few places, but the food choices here are phenomenal compared to Florida. I lived near the Florida-Alabama state line for a few years for work, and it was as boring and bland as you can imagine. I would love to see some of your favorites sometime. It seems that most men don't even read the profile. They look at pictures and then contact me asking for a hookup. I'm looking for more than that. There are so many fakes on this site. I am constantly getting messages asking me for my checking account number and routing number. I report them, but it doesn't seem to be working. What are your plans for today? I'm heading to my parents' for Father's Day dinner in a bit. It's a little bit of a drive, so I need to get on the road before I get tired and take a nap.
Beware the Nigerian princes. They don't have your best interests at heart. Am I after your own heart? Definitely after your own eyes. Enjoy your time with family. I just took a nap. LOL. Sunday is either my introvert recovery day where I don't leave the house or not. Now that it's summer, I kind of want to get outdoors every nice day I can. I'll decide soon what I will do, indoors or not.
What are your favorite indoor and outdoor activities? I like to hike. More accurately, I enjoy nature walks and riding my bike. I hope you enjoy your day, even if it's just hanging out and watching TV. Did you only do stand-up comedy that one time? Naked, LOL. Or do you do it often? I see you love Stephen King. Have you ever read any of his short story collections? I'm not a fan of his novels, but I love the short stories. Everything's Eventual is my favorite, and I reread that book every year or so. My mom made bananas Foster ice cream, and my dad grilled steaks. It's going to be a good dinner. Winky.
You have me drooling. Enjoy that good food. Favorite outdoor activities is the beach. I like nature walks also. I did stand up for about 2 years before I lost my love for it. Clothed. I own a few of Stephen King's short story collections like Skeleton Crew. So good. What is my favorite indoor activity? Probably dancing. How would you describe yourself? Girly? Tomboyish? A mix? What's your favorite bad movie? I just thought it was funny that his favorite indoor activity is dancing, but I've never heard him mention dancing.
I would love to see Jorrun dance. What style of dancing do you think he would do? Probably hip hop, right?
Some hip hop and maybe a little jazz.
Some jazz.
Jordan jazz hands. Come on.
For a minute I thought my pictures had you drooling, but then I realized you meant my dad stealing stupid phone. My dad's steaks were turning you on. What do you like to do at the beach? I surfed a bit, but I wasn't very good. Sorry to hear you lost your love for comedy. It seems to be a big part of your personality based on your profile. What is your creative outlet to share that? I bet you're the funny guy at work. The funny guy with killer eyes. My favorite outdoor activity is tennis. You dance? Are you bullshitting me? I haven't met a man who actually likes to dance in so long. I would say I'm mostly girly, but I still like to get my hands dirty sometimes, if that makes sense. My favorite bad movie is a toss-up between Love on a Leash and the classic Gymkata. Gymkata was the bad movie that started it all for me.
I was so curious to know about your dad stealing stuff, but I guess it was just a damn dirty typo. Grr. Maybe after a few more pics of you, the drooling will start. I also struggled with surfing. I enjoy just being in the ocean, jumping over waves and bodyboarding. Comedy is pretty over for me. I concentrate mostly now on singing and playing guitar. Yes, I am Portuguese. I love to dance, LOL, in the blood. May I ask your ethnic background? I'm always curious about such things. I really need to start watching more movies. I am binge watching the Columbo series from the 70s on Amazon. I haven't done tennis since my 20s. Nice to hear that you have a balance going on. I tend to date women with a huge collection of shoes. That's not a complaint. Are you stuffed yet? I mostly just stayed indoors, napped, and did yoga. You sound like a lot of fun.
LOL, I wish my dad was that interesting. He was a Marine, so he did more yelling than anything. I joke, but he was a very militant guy who has really softened with retirement. He actually went into sales after he retired, which was a huge surprise to all of us. Anyway, I know you weren't trying to learn all about my dad. More pictures? Maybe we can arrange that soon, Winky. Where do you sing? Are you in a band? Do you have a SoundCloud I can check out? I love music. Sublime, Rancid, Green Day, Ramones, Jodeci, Sam Cooke, etc. I can listen to basically anything with the exception of pop country. What kind of dancing do you do? Are you good? Sounds like an invitation for a dance-off if you ask me. Haha. My mom loves Columbo, but I never got into it. I watched Twilight Zone religiously, but Columbo never interested me. I like true crime shows, but I can't watch serial dramas. I did always love the way he would pull everything together at the end of the show to show the criminal that he had figured the whole thing out. I think the only reason my mom bought Princess Bride, it was a little-known box office flop at the time, was because Peter Falk was in it. I do love shoes, so I'm glad to hear it's not a bad thing. I like my jeans just as much as I love my little black strappy dress. I have shoes in all colors and shades because you never know, Winky. I just got home. I'm going to take a bath and try and relax. All that driving always messes with my back. Oh, I'm Dutch and Irish. I hope that's not a problem. I haven't been asked that before.
Jorrun asked, while in the middle of a bunch of questions, he asked her ethnicity very early on. And I don't know, to me, it's a weird question.
It's a very weird question. I don't think I've ever been asked that, certainly not at the very beginning of speaking to somebody.
And then also at the end there, because he asked about the shoes and how it was not a complaint that most of the girls he had been with have a lot of shoes, I wanted to see if Jorrun does in fact have a shoe fetish, and it's confirmed during this conversation. I started bringing up problems with like her back, and later I'll talk about some other aches and pains, because this guy's a masseuse. To me, Jorrun doesn't have a whole lot to offer. With his job as a masseuse, you would think he would try and play that up more.
It is really strange, especially for how pervy he is. You would think that he would really want to talk about how he would want to get his hands on her, and he could work his magic.
He strikes me as the type of guy who would offer women in bars massages, and
right.
Every female friend he has, there would be an open invitation to stop by any time for a massage with the hopes that it would turn to sex. Enjoy your long hot bath. Ah, the green eyes must come from the Irish side. Fun fact, I thought my blue eyes came from my Dutch ancestors. My DNA test says I don't have any though. Damn, you sound better and better to me. Smiley face. Princess Bride is an all-time favorite, as is Twilight Zone. I perform at an open mic in Providence every other week. Now that the world is opening up, I might start performing every week at new venues. My fave two genres are 70s R&B and 80s rock. But I do cover songs from the 50s on up. I don't do any specific style of dancing. I just go to a club with a great DJ or live funk band and dance. Put on your shiniest shoes and we'll go. Smiley face. How long did you have to drive for?
A night owl too, I see. Sorry, the ethnicity question kind of threw me off because as much as I love my dad, he has some racism issues. So I always get nervous when people ask about things like that. Like I said, I hope it's okay. Winky. What's your favorite Twilight Zone episode? It was only a 45-minute drive each way, but I went extra hard and spin on Friday, so my back is still a little tight. Shiny dancing shoes? What would those even look like? I would love to see you dance. The way a man dances says a lot about him. Would love to hear you sing sometime. Does this mean there's nothing online I can hear? If not, no big deal. I just think every woman secretly wants to date a musician. LOL. What's your favorite song to cover? Do you do any originals or is it mainly covers? 70s R&B and 80s rock are great genres. Take On Me, Aha, is still one of my favorite songs and videos from that era.
So she answered his question and then also told him that it made her uncomfortable because her dad is racist. So getting asked questions about her ethnicity, it bothered her. And, I would expect a different reaction than what I get here.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about making you nervous with the ethnicity questions. There are truly no wrong answers to it. Smiley face. My favorite Twilight Zone episode is a rarity called 2, starring Charles Bronson and Elizabeth Montgomery. It's so good. Shiny dance shoes are shiny shoes you wear, but probably not great for dancing, lol. I do mainly covers. The favorite varies from year to year. Always love doing Marvin Gaye. I do have a YouTube, but not ready to share it just yet. Be patient. It will all work out. Smiley. What's your work schedule like? He won't believe it, but last Thursday, a woman at the open mic covered Take On Me. Did pretty good too. Did you grow up in Warwick? I can spell Warwick, I promise you.
It wasn't so much nervous as a bit uncomfortable, but I'm glad there's no wrong answers. I like those kinds of tests the best, lol. Oh, I know that episode. Isn't that the one where at the end they end up being Adam and Eve? Or am I confusing two episodes? I have so many favorites and it all depends on my mood. I've watched every reboot they've tried to do, 80s, 2000s, and the current one on CBS, but none of them can hold a candle to the original. It was story-driven rather than special effect laden, and that is something the remakes seem to miss. I love my stilettos, but the thought of dancing in them makes my little calves hurt, winky. I'm a teacher, so I'm out for the summer. I'm headed to Florida to see my family for a few weeks, and then we'll spend the rest of my summer relaxing and enjoying time off. How often do you open mic? Between that, your friends, and dating, how much time do you have for recreation? No, I didn't grow up here. My dad was military, remember? So I grew up all over. What about you? Have you lived anywhere else? What about travel?
Wow, you knew a pretty obscure episode. You get bonus points for that. And more points for loving stilettos, winky face. The original Twilight Zones are the best by far. Serling was a full-on genius. Congrats on having the summer off. May I ask what you teach and what ages? If I'm ever asking too much too soon, just let me know. I'm a big boy. I can take it, winky face. I do the open mic bi-weekly. I might switch to weekly. We'll see what venues I can find. When do you head to Florida and for how long? I have Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday off, which is perfect for me to recover and get things done. I grew up in Massachusetts, moved here 8 years ago, and love it. I have never traveled internationally, to my great disappointment. I had planned to go to Mexico last year, and you can guess what happened. What are you up to tonight? Lounging around the pool in a bikini? Smiley. I am meeting a good friend for dinner. The reason I was sending Stephanie to Florida was because I needed time to build rapport with him. So even though she lived locally, I needed her to go to another state so that they can talk for a week or two, and then she could come back and they could plan on meeting up.
Excellent plan.
If you're going to keep offering input like this, that was pure gold. Thank you.
It is. Well, my input here actually would be that Stephanie needs to shorten her answers a little bit. She's
That's
a little
incorrect.
wordy. No.
Well, and do you know why Stephanie is wordy? Because
she's annoying.
For a guy like Jorrun, I think of Jorrun a lot like Lorne. And Jorrun would appreciate thinking that she's sitting here typing out these long responses rather than simple 1 or 2 word responses. He's going to like the attention that he's being given. I wanted her to be the ideal woman for Jorrun. She's doting, she pays attention, and she cares about what he's saying.
Yeah, and he's probably not getting that from anyone else.
Yeah, who the hell else would do that other than another catfish?
I have a near photographic memory when it comes to classic TV. Classic for me anyway. Seinfeld, Old Simpsons, Twilight Zone. I used to also love the Brady Bunch and Saved by the Bell because they fall into that so bad they're good subcategory. Serling was a genius and years ahead of his time in terms of racial and gender equality. Truly a visionary. Not bad for a former boxer. I teach elementary school and last year was 2nd grade. I leave for Florida tomorrow and come back on July 5th. Maybe we can plan to meet up when I get back if you haven't already been snatched away on here, winky. Do you miss Massachusetts or do you prefer it here? I miss the Florida weather sometimes, but the people are another story. Bikini lounging starts in a few days. Tonight it's dinner, a workout, and finishing a movie I started on YouTube last night before I fell asleep. Well, I hope you have an amazing dinner, and I won't interrupt you in case it's a date, but feel free to message me whenever you would like. Oh, what should I call you? My name is Stephanie, but my closest friends call me Nini. It's a long, boring story, lol.
I wanted to give her a nickname that only her close friends would call her because I wanted to see how long it would take Jorrun before he felt close enough to this person to start using that nickname.
It's weird. It's weird that he's really not asking her a lot. She's the one who's making all the moves. You would
Yeah.
think that he would be, do you want to meet up? That's something that he should probably be. And he hasn't even asked her name. She has to bring it up herself. And let me test you because I've asked many people and none have ever known the answer to this. Do you remember the old TV show Small Wonder?
Massachusetts is okay, but I really prefer here. Old city. It was pretty depressing. Had a great time with my buddy at Greg's. Yes, I got cake. Toffee! Mmm. Nini? How adorable. Smiley face. I respond to Stephan or Steph, unless you were planning on addressing me with some honorific. OMG. Small Wonder? Vicky the Robot Girl? That show was so weird. I saw a retrospective or two on just how odd that show was. Damn, I miss the 80s. I hope you have an amazing time in Florida, get a nice tan, see the sights, and stay away from Florida, man. I'll be around for chatting and messages, green-eyed lady. I just reread my message. So many mistakes. I didn't drink that much, did I?
A night out at Greg's sounds nice. Too bad we didn't meet a few days earlier. I could have joined you. Actually, that probably would have been weird with your friend there, so never mind. I never want to come off as clingy, although I do enjoy being around my man. I learned early on that a happy man was the key to a successful relationship. My dad was an absolute bear, but my mother is an angel and was able to always keep him happy and calm. But it needs to be the right man. You remember Small Wonder? Wow. Well, then you probably didn't know this. The actor who played the dad on that show was in an episode of Breaking Bad during a very pivotal scene. It was a blink and you miss a moment, but he did have a spoken line. The father from Next Door, Brandon Brindle, was also on my favorite Chappelle Show sketch. Actually, it's my second favorite after Rick James' sketch. I just realized how crazy that probably all sounds if you have never seen that show. Haha. The 80s were great, but the sitcoms were so bad. The things that passed for comedy were pretty lame. I'll have a tan. Not sure about seeing the sights since it's like a second home for me. Nothing new for me. And I always stay away from Florida Man by avoiding any Walmarts after 7 p.m. It's almost foolproof, lol. Honorific, huh? What did you have in mind?
How fucking weird that like 2-3 days into the conversation he's already asking about an honorific.
And who says honorific? I wouldn't even know what that is.
Well, I know I'd have to explain it to you just like the whole weather thing. I mean,
Right.
you know, for a regular person to ask them unless you were going to call me an honorific when you're just now exchanging names because she was the one who's insisted upon it. Cool. We are sending each other messages at the same time. It's nice that you want to spoil me, but yes, make sure I am the right man first. Also, if you are going to Cocoa Beach, watch out for Jeannie. And then he does it.
And then he does it.
He does it. He sends a picture of Barbara Eden as Jeannie. I wanted to jump on that before he could tell me anything about his love for her.
And it's weird that he would also include a picture.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like he's not just saying it, but he includes a picture because he probably has those pictures.
Oh, yeah.
You never watched Breaking Bad? Well, if we ever hang out, I know what we will be binge watching. I have a big comfy couch and ottoman just banging.
Hey, whoa.
Whoa, hello.
Slow down, Stephanie. Slow down.
I have a big comfy couch and ottoman just begging for a binge session now that I'm finally in summer mode. My favorite Chappelle Show sketch is the Clayton Bigsby sketch from the very first episode. He's the black white supremacist. I still love it so much, and Brandon Brindle is the narrator presenter for the segment. Have you ever noticed no matter what Walmart you go to, the people look exactly the same? I swear I see the same 50 people every Walmart I've ever been to. Haha. I think a man has to be spoiled because it's only about mutually beneficial. Did I say that right?
You want to read that line again, please?
Yeah, sorry about that. I think a man has to be spoiled because it's all about mutually beneficial. If I'm good to my man, he should be good right back. I love to give, but I need affection and attention in return. My ex was a workaholic with no time for me. I want to be serenaded and go on romantic picnics and watch dumb movies all night. Money is great and blah, 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 but I want to be with someone who doesn't see life in dollar signs and would rather invest on experiences and good times. That sounds so cheesy, but I mean it. I might have had a glass of wine, so you'll have to forgive me, Winky. Finally laying down to watch my movie and settle in for the night. What are you doing? And yes, an honorific must be earned, but what is your favorite? Tell me yours and I'll tell you mine, Wing. And if I knew there was a chance to find Barbara Eden in Cocoa Beach, I would have headed there years ago. LOL. I am not a lesbian, but watching that show on Nick at Night really made me question my sexuality growing up. Winky. She is absolutely gorgeous and so perfectly cast as a genie. I bring up the old Nick at Night lineup all the time and people look at me with a blank face. Do you like all the classic sitcoms? I think The Munsters was my favorite, but I also spent more than a few nights in college smoking a lot of weed and laughing my ass off at the Three Stooges.
Comfy couches are the best. Very happy with mine. Bitch, that's a futon. That Bigsby sketch was so good. Also, the Prince one was amazing. I like to say that going to Walmart is my training for a future zombie apocalypse. Sounds like we're on the same page as far as being mutually affectionate and supportive, Smiley. I like your priorities in life. I have no favorite honorific, but I regret I will never be known as Sir Stephan. Just has a nice ring on it, don't you think? And I think we should end there.
No, it sounds like a good time to end. Already we have almost like the JORRUN's greatest hits. He asks about her ethnicity and he brings up the genie thing.
Those are the important things to him.
Yeah.
And so, I try to make Stephanie as perfect as possible for him. So we'll have to see how that plays out over the course of the following days and weeks of this troll.
I hope it works out. Well, I thought it was interesting that he picked Sir Stephan and not Master.
I think
it would have been too much.
It would have been a little too much this early on. He's going to try and ease into that one.
Wow, he's smooth. He's been around for a while. You can tell.
He has some very specific first date rules too. That'll come up later, and that's because, like I said, this man is the king of the first date. I imagine he's been on a whole lot of them, and he has a very, very, very low success rate. Thank you for joining me for this one, and
no problem. Thank you.
Thanks. Now sing to me.
I'm not singing.
No, it's turned off now, so sing to me.
I'm not singing. I don't trust you. Number one.
I would love to hear you.
Pop-up video. Pop-up video. Pop-up video.
Pop-up.
Boop, boop.
Pop-up video. Fuck off.
Like, comment, subscribe, share it.